This is a video tutorial on how to make the Happy Days Grommet Dog Walking Bag. It has a nice zip at the top. You can put your dog bags inside and they pull out through a grommet. And it has a nice handy pocket on the back that you can put your treats in as you go a walk. And here's how you make it. And this is what you'll need. 2 contrasting fabrics, a nylon zip and a plastic click-in grommet. Making the strap. The strap is dependent on who you're making it for, so you can either use an existing bag and measure the length of the strap on that, or use a tape measure as if it's across your chest where you're going to wear the bag. In my case, I hadn't got quite a long enough fabric, so I've had to cut 2 pieces. So I'm going to show you, if that happens to you, how to join them. You place them right sides together. Make sure that you've lined up the sides and the top, and then clip into place there. And then all you do is take it over to your sewing machine and use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew along there, joining them together. I've joined the 2 pieces of strap together by sewing along there, and now I'm going to open it out and press the seams open. Next, leave your fabric the wrong way and fold it in half and make a crease. Open out and then fold this edge into that crease you've just made and press. Oops. And then fold that side over again to the crease that you've made and press once again. And then fold it over for a last time and press. And you do that all the way along. And once you've folded it, take it over to the sewing machine and sew all along that edge and along that edge as well. It may help to pop some clips along there. I've top stitched both sides of the strap, and now I'm going to put it to one side for a moment. Now we're working on the top of the bag. Take the fabric you've cut out for the top of the bag and place it wrong sides down. Fold over so its right sides are together and press to make a nice sharp crease. Open out and take your zip, which in my case is quite a long one, but we're going to trim it so it doesn't really matter, and place the zip top there, zip edge, right on the crease you've just made, and make sure that the zipper pull is facing upwards, and then fold over and clip into place. And now pop your zipper foot on and sew along there, joining the fabric to the zip. I've sewn all along there, and I'm going to open it out, line up the bottom edges, and I'll take it over to the iron and I'll press along there. I've pressed it, and now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to top stitch along there. Now take the longest piece of fabric that you've cut out, which forms the front of your bag, and place wrong sides on the table and fold in half, and then take it over the iron and make a nice sharp crease. Once you've made a crease, open out and take your top piece that you've just sewn the zip on and place it on top. Line up the sides and make sure that the top of this zip is in the crease that you've just pressed. Make sure that the zipper pull is still facing upwards, and then take the other half of the fabric and fold over, and again match up the bottom edges, and then place some clips along there. I've clipped it, and now I'm going to take it over the sewing machine, pop my zipper foot on, and I'm going to sew all along there, joining the fabric to the other side of the zip. I've sewn all along there, joining the fabric to the zip, and I'm going to open it out. Line up all the edges and take it over to the iron and press it. I've pressed it, and now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to top stitch along there for a nice finish. I've top stitched, and now I'm going to put this to one side for the moment. Now we're working on the back pocket. Place your fabric right sides down and fold in half. Match up all the edges and the bottom and press along there. And then once you've pressed it, take it over the sewing machine and top stitch along there, along that edge. I've top stitched all along there, and I'm going to put this to one side. Now we're going to insert the grommet. To find the centre of the front of your bag, fold in half and press, open out, and then fold over the other side and press, and that'll give us our centre mark where we're going to put the grommet. Place one half of your grommet on that centre mark and draw a line with your heat erasable pen all the way around. Once you've drawn around the centre, move it out the way, and then the next stage is to cut round that circle through both pieces of fabric, and I do that by folding in half and cutting round like that. Grommets come in two parts. The one with a higher rim around the middle goes in the back, and the one with like little grip bits round, that clips on top. I'll place the grommet with a higher rim round the middle on the back, and I'm going to place the other part with the grips round on top, and then click it into place. Now we're joining everything together. Place your lining fabric right sides down, so you're looking at the back of the lining. Then place your back fabric on top, line up the edges and the sides, and you're looking at the right sides, and then take your back pocket that you made earlier and place on top. Line up all the edges and make sure that the folded piece is at the top. I've clipped all the way around the 3 sides, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew quite close to the edge, tacking all these layers into place. You won't see these stitches at the end. Now we're going to attach the straps. Measure 2 centimetres from that corner and make a mark, and again for this side and make a mark, and then take your strap and place it on the edge of that mark and pop a clip, and do the same for this side. Make sure that your handles are facing down and that they're not twisted. And then I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm just going to tack close to the edge there just to keep it in place. Once you've tacked your handles in place, fold and tuck your handles out of the way because we're going to be sewing all the way around there. Now take your front piece and open your zip about halfway, as I've done, and then place it carefully right sides together on top. So underneath there is your zipper pull, and once you're happy with lining it all up, clip into place. I've clipped all the way around, and I've remembered to leave my zip open halfway, and I'm going to sew all the way around. So start there and using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew along the top, all the way down one side, all the way across the bottom, and then back up to the top. I've sewn all the way around, and I'm going to cut off the excess zip each side, and I'm going to snip each of the corners. The last bit of sewing is to zigzag all the way around these raw edges to neaten it off. Once you've zigzagged, turn it the right way through the zip. And that's your Grommet Dog Walking Bag all finished. And there's your pocket on the back, and all we've got to do now is open the zip and put some dog bags inside. And that's your dog walking bag now all ready to go walkies.